Hi, Dr. Payne here with Rejuvenate Health and Wellness Centers. I want you to be on the lookout this week for anyone you may know that suffers from headaches or migraines. So, who comes to your mind when you hear the word headache? Besides them being a headache, um, suffer from headaches. So, this week we're concentrating on definitely those that do suffer from headaches, and it can be very debilitating. So I want people to know that there is natural conservative help out there. There's also specific help out there as well. So one of the types of headaches that is very common that I see in my office are called cervicogenic headaches. They come from, the source of the headaches is from your cervical spine, which is your neck. Now, usually when someone comes in with headache issues, there is a list of things that run through my mind of what could be causing the headaches. It could be physically, musculoskeletal reasons, right? Either the joints and the muscles aren't working properly, something is inflamed. It could be something chemical. So it could be, a lot of people have food allergies that cause headaches as well. Also, pollution can cause headaches, like mold, things in the air, allergies, and also emotional things can cause headaches, right? Give you a lot of tension in your head and your neck and shoulders. So I want you to know that when someone approaches me with headaches, I want you to see what goes through my head. And I have a pretty cool way of sharing this with you, just so you can get the visual. So let's hope my technology decides to work with me today. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Yay. Okay, so on this screen, obviously you have the skeleton. So I want to show you one of the areas that is responsible for causing a lot of neck issues, a lot of headaches. So I'm going to zoom in here on the neck. So here's the thing, one thing you're going to see on this animation that I'm doing is that the body is so intricate. It is so complicated, but it is a fascinating thing. So we should be thankful. We are such intricate beings. Now, on my screen, you see these joints here. Okay, so you got a joint there, joint there. Sometimes these joints get inflamed if they're out of alignment. If they are out of alignment, they're going to get inflamed. And if they're out of alignment and not functioning properly and moving properly, if it's not corrected within 2 weeks, you're going to start the process of osteoarthritis, where you get the bone spurs, the inflammation, the joints starts to break down. So a lot of headaches do come from the inflammation of these joints. Okay, now I'm going to turn it here. You don't see it on here, but I'll try to give you a visual. In between each one of these bones, you have discs, okay? And if you have any disc issues, the disc can cause discomfort when it's pushing on nerves. So a lot of those pinched nerves that you hear of in the neck can come from different areas. So I'm going to show you here, and you're going to be wowed at the amount of nerves that are in your body. And I'm gonna back up here so you can see it. Look at all the nerves. It's a wonder we're able to even move when we get up in the morning, right? But I'm gonna zoom in on the neck here. But looking at all these tiny little nerves here, you can see how if any of them get irritated, how it's gonna cause not only pain, but it's also gonna cause muscle tension, muscle trigger points, muscle spasms, and a lot of inflammation as well. You can get symptoms like numbness, tingling, shooting pain, sharp pain. So not only do you have nerves that exit the spine here, all the way down your spine, but you also have nerves, if you look at the top of the neck here, this nerve is on both sides. And this is one example of when you get that pain that starts in the neck and shoots up into your head. Sometimes this is the cause of that pain when that nerve gets irritated. Now, how does it get irritated? The joints here aren't moving properly. So it gets irritated. You can see your C1, which is the top bone in your neck, C2, your base of your skull here. If those joints aren't moving properly, it will irritate those nerves. And then if the joints aren't moving properly, then the muscles around that joint is not going to move properly. So you're going to get tight muscles. So that's one way that happens. This is if you heard of occipital neuralgia or neuritis, these are the two nerves that are responsible for it. Okay, and you can see how high it goes up into the skull. Okay, you can see all these nerves. All right. Now I'm going to take the nerves off. Now, some instances of headaches also come from knots or trigger points in the muscles. So when those muscles don't have good circulation because of improperly moving joints, then you're going to get different types of radiating pain. So all I want you to see on this are these deep, deep muscles in your neck. These are the deepest ones in your neck. You see all these, especially these. These give people a lot of problems. It feels tight in there, okay? But look how small and look how tiny. You even have, there can be jaw issues. So if I remove the jaw, you can see you got muscles in the jaw as well, okay? That can pull on the back of your neck. So on both sides. All right, now, just to see how detailed our bodies are, I'm going to add a layer of muscle. And I want you to just look at those layers of muscles adding on. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? So you can have trigger points and tight muscles and tension from any of these muscles. That's why it takes a bit to really get to the root of what's causing the issue. But this is the thought process that goes through my head anyway, of what could be causing headaches. So it is a detailed process of coming to that resolution and that relief for you. So it's not here, let's take a pill, send you home. It's let's find out what's causing the issue. Now, sometimes the neck pain isn't even coming from the neck or anywhere around the neck. And I'm going to show you how this works. So in your body, you have what's called kinetic chain of not only muscles, but also connective tissue, where it connects the top of the body to the bottom of the body. So there's a bunch of different lines, is what they call it, where an issue on anywhere along that line could be causing symptoms anywhere along that line. So this is one of the lines that are in our body. And this connective tissue, you heard of fascia? The fascia runs like saran wrap between muscles and joints. And so testing this fascia out and testing your body from your head to your feet is so, so important. So I want you to see, just pay attention to how things are connected, not so much all the detail, because you're not studying for a degree, but I just want you to see this.
Let's look at the superficial frontline anatomy trains. It goes up the front of the body from the top of the toes to the mastoid process at the neck. Starting from the top, you see the scalp fascia going into the sternocleidomastoid, coming down to the top of the chest, where the sternal fascia and the sternalis, if you have it, link down to the rectus abdominis that carries us down to the pubic bone. We have to make a jump here from the pubic tubercle over to the AIIS, the anterior inferior iliac spine, to pick up the rectus femoris part of the quadriceps, but will include the whole quadriceps down into the patellar tendon that goes to the tibial tuberosity below the knee, clearly linked into the short and long toe extensors and principally the tibialis anterior. Postural function, superficial front line protects the belly, counterbalances the superficial back line, but its movement function is to curl us up into flexion.
Okay, so you can see how when this superficial frontal line gets tight, especially on one side or both sides, it causes our body to curl in. So if you have shoulders that like to curl in, then one of these fascial lines can be tight. So when we look at your posture and do our postural analysis, that's what we're looking at. So as you can see, it gets complicated, okay? This is why we address the whole body. So if you come in with neck issues or headaches, it's not just going to be, let's look at your neck. We have to look at everything. So if you or somebody you know suffers with headaches and they want a thorough evaluation and they don't want to suffer anymore, definitely call our office at 817-731-4848 or visit our website at rhwcenter.com so we can get to the root of what's causing your headaches. Thanks so much.